Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gusso, the remix.
DMB, Tuck Spice, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing eye. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess, such a beauty, I'm impressed. And I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty, I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows, all I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine, I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh, I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, what beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace of her presents and gifts, call me Santa. Claus, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and cut you. I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world. Anything for my beautiful girl. Psych. Ooh,
It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, welcome back. How are you all doing? What's going on? Hello, everyone. If you can hear me loud and clear, do let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. How's everyone doing? Today is, Today's the 18th of January. Welcome back. We have a very important topic to cover today. I don't think we can finish it today, but we're going to give it our best shot, and we have to round up just in time. How's everyone doing? Everyone good? If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear, and then we can continue and get started with the show. Let me see. Oh, Gora says loud and clear. D-Love says loud and clear. Thank you so much. Let's get to it. All right, welcome. How are you doing? D-Love, good to see you. Let me make sure that I'm connected to the right. Oh, Lord, I'm connected to the wrong internet. I'll be back in just a second, okay? Let's see if we can do a quick switch. All right, I'm back, but I'm not sure if you guys can see me. Can you guys see me? I should be back. Let me know if you can see me. Let's see. Can you hear me loud and clear? Just tell me loud and clear again, and then we can get started. Just let me know again. The last comment I'm looking at here. Okay, Gorex says yes. Can see me. All right. We're looking good. I have to find a way to, But yes, we're back. How's everyone doing anyway? So shout out to Gorex. Good to see you, Gorex. Thank you so much for supporting. D-Love, I see you. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Just Jay. Hello, Just Jay. Good to see you. I know this topic is up your alley. Right? Let's talk about LATRUTH. Let's talk about the truth. Is there such a thing as that truth or my truth? Right? What's going on here, right? Right. So this is not one of our favorite topics, but it's actually it's going to be one of our most valuable topic. I promise you. Okay. This is going to be one of our most valuable topic. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Welcome. Okay. This is going to be one of our most valuable topic. So wherever you need to grab a bottle of water, whatever you need to set up, let's get through it. I don't want to waste that much time. I think I may have 2 other stories if we have time for it. But as usual, I don't want to spend too long here. I just want us to get to it and get going. All right. So only if I could just stop saying let's get to it, right? Finally, right? Right. So twice we've covered this guy. We've actually covered this guy twice. Let me show you who he is. We've covered him twice here. His name is what do you call him? LATRUTH. Okay. His name is Robert. What's his last name? I forgot his last name now. But they're popularly known as the LATRUTH family on social media. Apparently, they were huge on Facebook, particularly. They were huge on Facebook, right? And they were a couple. They did skits, they did pranks. They had a lot of fun over a period of time that went, I think, 6 years or so, right? And but they've become more popular since their breakup as a family, unfortunately. So I've never seen this guy up till the breakup. Okay, I had never stumbled into his material anywhere until the news breakup. So, and of course, anything that has to do with marriage, breakup, relationships, manosphere, it will get on my radar, and that's how this got on my radar. So, I have spoken about him. I reacted to 2 videos in the past. Those videos are on the channel. You can watch it later. Okay. Welcome. As you're coming in, make sure you hit the like button. All right, let me share my screen really quickly so I can show you who we're talking about. We're talking about this young lady and this gentleman right here. That's them right there. LATRUTH, what about the lies, right? So today we're talking about the LATRUTH, exposed and separated, the full story and lessons. Okay, that's them right there. So she did an interview. She did an interview with a platform called Marriage or Mirage. Marriage or Mirage, by this young lady. What's her name? Charmaine and her husband. Charmaine is from a reality TV show called Chicago Black Ink Crew Chicago, right? So now they're married. Her and her husband, they're married, and they now do interviews with people about marriage. But their first 3 interviews is about marriage breakups. So of course they're going to try to shed light on red flags and stuff like that. And you know how I feel about red flags. I think it's the necessary evil, but red flags by themselves, if you're overly consumed by them, if you're obsessed with red flags, you will attract what you fear the most. But we have to talk about these things, right? You can't unknow what you know. Okay. So that's LATRUTH right there. We're going to review. We're going to start with. Let me see. The first one is long, like more than long enough. The first one is the interview with her. So after they interviewed her, I think the general population. Let me just show this on the screen really quickly so you guys can see. That's the interview right there. So after they were interviewed, the general population on their comment was like, you know what? We need to hear his side, which I really appreciate. People are getting into that space where they're saying, you know what? We're not just going to run with one side much longer. We're going to listen to the other side. More and more people are going to be waking up to that. That's part of the things that we represent here. Like, we're not just going to listen to one side, okay? I will listen to one side and respond, but I will also be respectful and say, hey, this is only one side. And I will let you know that, hey, I can pick up 1 or 2 things from what this one side is saying, right? But it's I think we're getting somewhere, when people start to say, you know what, let's hear the other side. Yeah, you're right. He's a narcissist, whatever you want to call him, whatever favorite names in the book. She's a hyena that you want to call her, right? But what else? What's the other side of the story? Because clearly you can only see only one side of the story. You as an individual. There's going to be your side of the story. There's going to be the other person's side of the story. And depending on how many monitoring spirits you all have, you can basically count on that many number of the stories, because every time somebody hears a story and they go deliver it to somebody else, they create a new version of the story. Did you know that? Yeah. So welcome. Hey Yvette, good to see you, Yvette. Good to see you. I see Chinye is here. That's awesome. Let's hit that like button. This is gonna be a very big video here, so let's just get into it, shall we?
Yo, it's your boy Neek Bay in the house.
And your girl Charmaine Bay, his wifey.
Yeah, you gotta add that. Okay. I guess that works. This is
Yes.
Marriage and Mirage. We got a new episode today, and we have our...
So the young lady, her name is Brianna. So we're looking at Brianna's interview first. She's saying her own side of the story. I'm going to be picking her words apart. Yes, I'll be nitpicking. Yes, I'll be going in. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because the beginning is a little bit of bringing up the speed and stuff like
Is
that.
personally. So let us know.
he shared like a lot of memes for catered to women, like love memes. And then he shared other people's talents like DC Young Fly or Cardi B. Like when everybody first started out, he would share their talents along with starting his Will He Cheat series. So that's pretty much how he built his platform.
Got it.
Right. So he's a creator already, like the Will He Cheat series. So he was already the creator, and you kind of got into this game by being with him and just ended up being good at it.
Yeah.
Okay,
it out.
cool.
So you reached out. He got your number. Walk us through that timeline before y'all actually started like dating and stuff.
So that was around 2016. I had
All right. So let me bring you up to speed a little bit. All right. Again, I don't want us to have to go through their original stories here. They met in 2016. She was a video model, video girl type of deal. She reached out to him in a DM, and the guy's like, fine girl, right? Like, what's going on? Anyway, so he said they exchanged numbers, and within 3 months, they were married. That's very important to pick up right there. Okay. So let's keep going.
And then he wants to control you and stuff like that. So this is kind of like a reoccurring thing that we've been hearing. So when that happened, obviously...
because my mom was alive, she always said, I'm gonna find you somebody. You gonna date somebody. Because I told her, like, I'm done dating. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm not marrying nobody. I'm just done after my kid's father relationship. And so when all those similarities came up, I was like, this gotta be my mama.
You were so
In some
vulnerable,
form.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe
All right. So if you notice right there, Charmaine, the interviewer, the wife, she's already saying you were so vulnerable. What did she say? Yeah, I know. I couldn't decide for myself. I was just in this moment, she's essentially saying, yeah, I was vulnerable. I couldn't decide for myself. Okay, maybe not, right? Adults can be vulnerable, but I'm trying to get you to pay attention to the vibe in that conversation. Let me play something really quickly, okay? Because there's some important things I want to play for you here.
you know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
I met him when I was 16. And then
I met him when I was 16. Now, I think she's talking about her first husband here, not LATRUTH, not the guy that is part of this drama, right? So she's a single mother, 3 babies before him, okay? And she met that person when she was 16. Okay, so when you meet a person that you have 3 babies with since you were 16, you really haven't had a chance to grow up, to become an adult, right? I don't care if you're 35 now or 40 now. It's, yeah.
we broke up when I was 21, I want to say. And then I got into modeling. I started modeling and stuff. And then I was doing music videos.
Okay.
And in this one video, I was in a music video by myself. And the guy was like, can you reach out to certain people to like promote the video? Because I think you did amazing and I just want my music to be heard. So in doing so, I reached out to LATRUTH.
So that's how they met, right? So I'm fasting forward. I'm jumping a little bit around here in the beginning because I just want you to pick up a few things, okay? I want you to pick up just a few things. Now, LATRUTH, who was LATRUTH? She's going to tell us right now. Who was LATRUTH? She's going to tell us. Shout out to Harris Tribe Media Group. Good to see you all. How are you, Mr. and Mrs. She said?
Got it.
And I was in his comments like, check your DM, want to pay for promo. So he checked his DM from me, and we never made it to the promo because he asked me for my phone number. And then we started talking.
Right. So at that time, he and you can give us like how many years ago that was, but was he like popping on social media? Was he like known? Because I know you both have a lot of followers. So did he have a lot of followers at that moment?
Yeah, he had 3 million at that time.
What? 3 million?
He had 3 million followers at the time that they met. Why is that important? Why is that important? Like, keep in mind, she came to him because she needed some type of promotion, aka clout, whatever you want to call it, right? She was in the game as a video girl. Video girls also tend to be a certain type of people. No judgment, just saying, okay? All right, hit that like button, Let's keep going. Let me see here. I want to jump through some of the beginnings, right? I just want you to pay attention to certain things about these two people. The problem right now is that they've been broken up for the past 3 months and they are dragging each other woto on the internet. Okay? They're dragging each other on the internet. All right? So, but I'm going to play some of those videos for you. Let's listen to this part real quick.
So that was around 2016. I had just lost my mom, so it was very fresh hurt, trauma. So I kind of healed through him. So when I got his number and talking to him, it was just so many similarities between him and my mom. With him being a Gemini, my mom was a Gemini. His mom dying from cancer, my mom died from cancer. His grandmama raising him, and my mama's mom, which is her grandma, raised her. So it was just like, did my mama die and come in you and have you to come meet me? Like, it was just all weird. So with all of those similarities, I was like, wow. Because my mom was alive, she always said, I'm gonna find you somebody. You gonna date somebody. Because I told her, like, I'm done dating. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm not marrying nobody. I'm just done after my kid's father relationship.
All right, so right there, really quickly, they started their relationship by trauma bonding. Again, they got married within 3 months, and it was all based off of they could relate because they've lost family members, very close family members. He lost his mother when he was 5 years old. She lost her mother more recently. He took advantage of that fact to basically, he claims that he used that to deal with the loss of his own mother, which is almost 40 years ago, right? All right, so Yvette says at 16 she should have focused on finishing high school. My view. So you can start hearing the red flags right now, right? Already trauma bonding. At 16, you met somebody you had 3 babies with. You broke up with that person. You, for whatever reason that we haven't found out yet, right? But y'all broke up, and then you got with this new guy who has 3 million monitoring spirits. And this is a guy who seemed to have never really made it financially, but he's figured out something about social media. And see, let me tell you something about social media and the attention you get on social media. For every like button you get, for all of us, I don't care who you are, you get a little hit of dopamine, like that. Imagine 3 million of it, right? It clouds your judgments. And then look at a girl who comes to you because of the followers, right? Not necessarily a bad thing because she was looking to promote something, but then suddenly you're married in 3 months and she's coming off of a situation with 3 children, and she's never really become an adult in her own right as an adult. See, this is why I leave room and say, hey, you don't have to rush into a marriage. Anything before 25, you don't have to. Take your time, right? Just my opinion. But Chinya says, is LATRUTH the guy who was doing too much by recording his wife and stuff? Yes, that was him. And that was part of the problems. Remember we reviewed that and we said, if you have time to sit down there and be recording when this lady is talking about you own a gun and she's speaking to 911, meaning she doesn't even need to tell her address. They can show up like literally 3 minutes later, and that story can completely turn terrible really quickly if you're a black man, especially, right? But you sat down there with the phone and you're filming the situation and you're using your mouth to say, I don't have no gun. Like, really? That's how that works? Anyway, listen, I'm getting some pushback about this. Stop pulling out camera and recording. I'm getting some pushback, and I understand it. Some people want to say, you know what? Some people are narcissistic, so narcissistic and controlling that they make you sound crazy that you just want to tape it and make sure that you have evidence. How is that working out? What are the results we're getting out of that so far? Just a question. Do you know anybody that has gotten any kind of great result from filming it outside of, of course you have evidence for the court, but also the court, they're not stupid. They know that you were the one taping, right? So they know that your true behavior is not coming out if you're the one taping, right? But again, that's where we are right now. Let's keep going.
And so when all those similarities came up, I was like, this gotta be my mama.
You were so
In some
vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
You were so
And
vulnerable, right?
I don't know. I mean, you got kids out of it, right?
Yeah.
So
She said shit bullshit.
you can never regret that.
Yeah. I got one.
Okay.
One with him.
All right. That point right there is very important, okay? They're talking about she has children. But you see how quick she was? Very quick to see I got one. So they've had one child together, okay? And by the way, he claimed that he didn't really want the child. He had another 15-year-old before her, obviously, right? 15 years old girl, teenage girl. He also claimed that he didn't really want that situation too. He never really wanted children, right? Yeah. Tia says, dragging each other like I passed my neighbor generator. I know, right? Mixed up thinking. At 16, she was dating, trauma bonding. A mess right there in my view, yes. It's already getting messy. All attention ain't good attention. That's a fact. Okay? Attention is attention. It is what it is. You better know how to manage the level of attention you're getting. Okay? Attention is a double-edged sword. It all depends on what you do with it. Most people don't know what to do with the level of attention they're getting. That's why if you're getting too many, remember we talked about Prince Harry here yesterday. You need professionals to help you manage the level of attention you're getting. Right? Because you have bias, you're going to overreact, you're going to react with your emotions. You need people. If you're getting too much, if you have 3 million followers online, it's not a lot, but still it's a lot. People can look at that. I mean, I got like 30,000 people on my personal Instagram. People look at that all the time and say, where'd you get that from? Like, I mean, I've done quite a few things over the years, right? They're not engaged, trust me, right? Most of them are useless followers, right? But there are some people that they don't know how to process that, or they don't know how that links together with their brain, their mental stability, their emotional stability, right? These two people, they already sound like it. But anyway, so take a look. I want you to pay attention to how quick she was quick to say, he got one. She has 4 children altogether. This guy has assumed the position of being a father to all those children. He kept saying my family, I protect my family. But pay attention to how quick she was to say he got one. I'm going to play it again. This is very important, ladies. This is very, very important, right? This is why some people say you gotta be careful with getting with single mothers. It's not an indictment against single mothers. Some things are just is the way they are. You're a mother, you will care about your children. We would assume that you will care about your children more than some random man that's coming into your life just 7 years ago. That's nothing as far as you're concerned. As far as you're concerned, in comparison to the love you have for your children, right? A man is already going to even compete. Yes, compete. I use the word compete mentally and even in other ways with his own children, with his own blood, right? Because women, a lot of time before they catch themselves, we start paying more attention to the children than the marriage. It's not an indictment. It's just something that naturally happens. You get to a point where you become intentional. You say, you know what? I got to pay attention to my marriage because that's the kids, the well-being of the kids is going to be a function of the well-being of my relationship with my husband, with my wife. It takes a decent amount of intentionality to get into that space. It's not natural, right? How much more somebody else's children? When she's clear, she has somebody else's children, and then also she's not in a good place with that man right now. I want to play it right now. I want you to pay attention to it.
Similarities came up. I was like, this gotta be my mama.
You were so
In some
vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe, I don't know. I mean, you got kids out of it, right?
Yeah.
So you can never regret that.
Yeah. I got one.
She said, you got kids out of it, right? You can never regret that. She said, I got one. Like, these other kids are not his. And you're going to hear more about that later. Hey, I don't know yet. Let's keep going, right? Let's keep going.
Okay. One with him. So
right, okay.
So how was dating life with him, and did you feel like it was like the honeymoon stage lasted for a long time going into the marriage? Like how did it all
I feel like unravel? It was pretty fast because I live in North Carolina, he lived in Georgia, so we met in April and got married in July.
Really?
Whoa.
In 3-4 months?
Yes.
No.
Wow.
So did you pick that up? They got married in 3 months. Okay? They got married in 3 months. All right? It's real, you know. There are people that have married in 3 months and they're still together years later. As a matter of fact, I was watching another interview with a guy, with Tasha K, and Tasha K said they were married in 3 months, and she actually said, you know what? Actually, what she had, and they've been together for 17 years, happily married 17 years later. And she said, the way she would describe their relationship, how they started, was lust. And they're still together 17 years later. They've grown together, and so we can't use just the 3 months dating to say that's why. But when you align that with about 5 or 6 or 7 other red flags, you might want to start paying attention to something, right? There's no one single factor that gets people to destroy their marriage. It's usually a series of things, There's a series of factors, and I guarantee you're one of the factors. I know you don't want to hear that, but you're one of the factors. This is why accountability is necessary. Self-accountability. Okay? You're one of the factors. If you're not you, there's a little slight chance that relationship will survive. I know you don't want to hear that. I know. Please smash the like button. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I was coming to visit him back and forth, and then he was like, so do you want to move in with me? And I was like, well, I'm not moving to another state to be nobody's girlfriend. I got kids involved. I already have a life here in North Carolina. I'm already working. Right. I already have my own house. I'm good. I'm not about to uplift my kids.
All right, you see how innocent that sounds? That sounds so innocent, right? Sounds so innocent. I'm not about to move, and run back and forth, blah blah blah. She was giving him ultimatum to marry her. Now, can he blame her for that? No. No, you're a grown man. You can't blame people for giving you ultimatum. You also get to say, no, we're not ready for that, babe. Let's take our time, right? Especially if you notice that this is trauma bonding. Especially if you don't have any, according to him, he doesn't know what love look. He never knew what love looked like. Right? So, but she sounded all innocent. Let me tell you something. Let's keep going.
Take him to a whole nother state just to be a girlfriend. And then 2-3 weeks later, you kick me out.
So was that a red flag looking back that y'all got married so fast?
Yes, because
there's no single red flag that's enough a red flag by itself. Take that down, write that down somewhere. There's no one single red flag that can make a red flag that can make up red flag by itself. It needs to align with other red flags before you can make it a thing. Okay? So just write that down. So next time you see somebody that they got married 3 months later, I don't want you to be that person saying, oh, this is not going to last. Not necessarily true. Okay? But if it aligns with some other things that's just not looking right? Things like trauma bonding, things like video vixen, things like, I've never really grown up to be an adult. Started having babies since 16 and onward. I don't know if she started aligning with things like that, then yeah, that's definitely going to cause a lot of trouble, right? Okay.
we did not have time to date.
Yeah,
I think I probably visited his house probably 3 times. And that 3rd time I drove home because I was sad, he was like, well, why don't you just move here?
So she drove home from Atlanta to North Carolina, something like that. And she was sad. Well, people can be sad if they're in love, right? If they're in love, they can be sad, right? If they just finished smashing back to back for 3 days in a row and she's going back home, and remember Will Smith's wife, I haven't felt so good in so long, right? Right? And before you know it, of course she could be sad. Is that your cue to be getting married? Probably not, right? That's good.
Wow. Yeah.
And then the second red flag when I moved here was, you don't need to work. You just need to stay home. You don't need to do nothing. Just stay here. At first, I'm like, oh, he's trying to be sweet and, take care of me.
It was being sweet.
But no, it was a sense of control.
Yeah. And that's
it
what
was
we
being sweet, huh?
experience a lot when we talk to, people that have gone through a mirage marriage, that is similar situations.
Yeah.
It allows, you start to see that he might be narcissistic because he is moving very fast, and then he wants to control you and stuff like that. So this is kind of like a reoccurring thing that we've been hearing. So when that happened, obviously that
you keep in mind that guy said he wanted to control you so fast, right? Granted, is the one is interviewing her right now, so he needs to acknowledge everything she's saying to get more out of her. So granted, okay, that's a wise move in order to get more for the content out of her, right? You have to kind of acknowledge everything she's saying. But we can't be too quick to say he's controlling. Now, from the videos we've done in the past, him filming, right? And then also the conversation that he had with Tasha K, where they were trying to get him to hold himself accountable. He couldn't, right? We know that this guy has controlling behavior. Okay? If you've been following me for a while, we kind of know that, right? So, but let's keep going, right?
you said that was the second flag. Did his personality and him as a person start to change now that you moved in with him and you
Yes.
guys, he got to
A whole lot.
tell us how.
We would argue all the time about me wanting to work. I'm like, I got my associates, my bachelor's, and my master's degree in healthcare. I want to work. I got student loans I got to pay. I want to work. Like,
if a woman says she wants to work and you're on top of the fact that you're arguing all the time the way she just described it, which is a flag by itself, you're not arguing that she can't go to work. She will only resent you because life is going to happen. there's going to be moments later on where she will be able to use that to say, I told you so. Maybe you guys went broke or something. Yeah, people can go broke in life, right? But now you're giving her ammunitions to shame you for that later on, right? Just something to pay attention to, gentlemen. If she says she wants to work, you need to say, yeah, babe, you want to work? Yeah, sure. Now, sometimes you've set up your life around, that's not the situation, it's brand new, right? Sometimes, hit that like button, I beg, hit that like button. Sometimes you set up a situation where the woman will just wake up one day and throw a wrench into the middle of your programming, right? And say she wants to do something. Ladies, that's not cool. That's not cool. Even if it's something that you need to do, you need to at least factor in the fact that that wasn't the plan before, and then find a way to kind of like ease into it, right? But I've heard way too many stories of that kind of stuff happening, right? But if none of that is going on and she says she wants to work, she wants to, use our degrees and stuff like that, bruh, she's going to resent you later. She might even not be able to tell you that that's what she wants to do. She might back down because she doesn't want to offend you, or she doesn't want to throw a wrench in the middle of your programming, right? She will resent you later on. You need to engage it. Say, you wanted to go? Yeah, sure. Babe, let's see what else we got going on. Let's see how we can arrange it to make sure that we're good. Sometimes all she needs is to be heard. Sometimes it could be a completely temporary thing, because if you're a man of means and you're able to actually pay the bills, she's probably not going to be able to stay too long at that job, right? Because they're going to treat her like subordinate, right? And she's probably going to miss off. Like, I didn't really want this. I don't know why I'm here. She might end up being that, right? But trust me, you're better off with that than for her to resent you later on. Okay, just trust me on that. Okay, Patricia, good to see you. She says, what is a good time frame to get to know a person? It really depends. If you're a man or woman of a certain age, you should first of all assume that there is no getting to know a person 100%. It doesn't really exist. You'll continue to get to know them for the rest of your lives. That's number one. But in terms of, I know what you mean by your question. You're just trying to say before we get married, right? Before we start talking about marriage, ideally 1 year, okay? 6 months to 1 year, okay? Ideally. 3 months, clearly somebody is heads over heel in love, or like Takshaki said, there's lust there, and the only thing we can check on that list is sexual attraction, and there's a whole host of other things that you need to be paying attention to, right? And so 3 months, you got married, so it's not about the time frame itself. It's about engaging the idea that you will continue to get to know this person, just keeping an open mind that I'm still getting to know my wife. Yes, even after 15 years. Yes, even after 20 years. Yes, even after 25 years. Yes, even at 3 months, right? So just don't go there like this young lady and assume that, whatever experience I had in this last 3 months is going to sustain itself through a lifetime. Remember, she was just saying that, she was agreeing with Charmaine that, things change. That's not just you, that's everybody. Things will change. The moment you sign those papers, things will change on all sides. Okay, so that's not really that's not indicative of anything. Okay, but in terms of what is a good time frame, I just gave you mine. Ideally 6 months to 1 year, especially if you're a man or woman of a certain age, meaning you're above 25. If you're below 25, there's no need to rush. Okay, the only thing you should be rushing is adulting, learning how life works. Be humble, master humility, because in that age range, humility is something that you struggle with, because you're getting to know that I can read. Oh, I know everything there is to know. No one can tell me nothing. Right? But if you've passed 25, let's say 10 years later, all of you know that I didn't know shit when I was 25. I thought I knew something. Everybody that have gone past the age of 25 will tell you that. Okay? At least 5 years over 25, they were like, what was I thinking? I thought I knew something, right? So, what the one thing that you need to work on is humility, and it can help you in the long run when it comes to romantic relationships. You know, so the time frame is 6 months to 1 year. You know, if you're under 25, depending on how far below 25 you are, it can be longer because you're probably busy finishing college, trying to get yourself together, so many other things going on too, right? So there's no need to rush if you're below 25. Okay. All right. So there are a couple of somebody said. Let me see. I'm at 10 minutes, and this video is a little bit over an hour. I'm not going to review all of it. I shouldn't anyway. The name of the channel is called let me give them proper credit. Actually, I think it's called the Bay TV. Almost forgot that. Let's give them proper. We're using this within fair use guidelines, so let me just give them the Bay TV. There you go, something like that. So you could go watch the full thing there later on, but I'm gonna give you more than enough lessons in this session. We're still gonna play a little bit more of it as well. You know, met in April and married in July. However, 17 years old. No, that's the first marriage. This is the second marriage now. She has 3 kids with that previous marriage. This is the second marriage she's talking about, the one that she got married to him in 2016. Did she finish high school? I'm all about education, so I doubt if this girl. Well, actually, she did. She has a degree. She's actually she has a degree, and she was in the health industry. You know, but there are many educated people that will still fall into this kind of stuff. That's so true because people's true colors will show during that time frame. People's true colors don't show until they're done in this life. You don't know what they're capable of. You know, you kind of know, but you don't. Okay, keep me in context. You know a lot about people the longer you spend with them, but there's like the idea that you know somebody less than 5 years and you know everything about them, and they've been an adult before you met them. It doesn't work. Okay, you don't know that person. Okay, that's why you should keep an open mind and continue to learn them. Okay, keep an open mind, continue to find better ways to serve them. Both of you should be subscribed to that idea, and then you have what they call couple goals, right? Just keep an open mind that I'm still getting to know, like kind of like you're dating, like even after 5 years in marriage, after 7 years in marriage, I'm still getting to know my wife, I'm still getting to know my husband. Because think about it, when you shut your mind off and you're close-minded, that you just know this person, it's no wonder why a lot of marriages end so quick, because they're bored, because there's no yearn to learn more, right? Hey, let's be guided, right? So hi lovely people, good to hear again. Insecurity caused this most times. Good to see you, Olatunji. Good to see you. Let's see, some like to love bomb one to get you and imprison one. Yeah, I would argue that most people are not doing that. Most people are just living life, and yes, they can effectively hurt you. Now, why should you correct how you see people's motives? Because it affects how you react. Okay? If people are just being evil, love bombing you just to come back and hurt you from a very deliberate place, that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it will sound like to anyone. That's what it probably make you feel like inside. What would you do to them? You'll be actively looking to hurt them back, because clearly they hurt you. And when you hurt people, even if it's a reaction to hurting you, right? It doesn't stop the other hurting to come back too. It doesn't. Just because you're reacting doesn't mean there's not going to be another reaction. It's just that it now starts stepping up, right? Until people self-destruct. That's why vengeance is mine is something you can't take for granted. Don't be that person, because vengeance, you can't see that vengeance is mine if you don't see that, hey, you know. Now, are people actually evil out there that just want to hurt you? Yes, they do exist. but it's not majority of the case. If it was majority of the case, we would be living in a war zone. There will be no structure in any of this. Like everyone is just out to get each other. The way we say these things sounds like people are just looking for people to hurt everywhere. And the way she's reacting, I want to play a reaction video for you. You could tell that this person has been hurt, even if the other person's intention wasn't to hurt them. See, the intention, I keep telling you, good intentions falls in the pota all the time. All the time. Let me play a video for you really quickly. Maybe this will make it make sense to you.
Just went crazy on LATRUTH.
And you tell me before you start recording, I don't know when you started recording because y'all know y'all like to edit and put out bits and pieces. But when you first started recording, you say, you know, this didn't happen. I didn't say that. I would never say that to you. Turning on your tears. And I don't know about y'all, but if you ever dealt with a narcissist, if you know what a narcissist person is, please raise your hand in the comments. Please tell me you can fucking relate, because I've been dealing with this shit for 6 years. Easily manipulated when a motherfucker can turn their tears on. When a motherfucker can sit there and act like, oh my gosh, I would never. So on the phone call, y'all hear me saying, yeah,
all right, sounds like somebody that's still comprehending, not comprehending, but somebody that's still calm, cool, and collected, right? Let me move forward a little bit.
Keep doing what you're doing on the low, okay? We're not gonna go there with you. Anyways, first of all, my stepdaughter is 15. She's not gonna lie on no man. She's not gonna lie on her own dad. She still have not talked to him. This man's so psycho. He on her page responding to people and talking to himself. You on there?
All right, so hey. That she's talking about still a husband. They're not yet divorced, right? You're still married to this person, right? Yes, even if it's 3 months, y'all don't know each other very well, whatever, right? But this is a person you're married to that you have a baby with, right? She's painting a picture of him. Continue.
Pretending to be her, and she ain't even talking to you. She don't even fuck with you. She don't fuck with you at all.
Not only is she talking about him, she's using his daughter, his actual daughter that he had before her, right? The 15-year-old daughter. And she's using that to shame him right now, okay? Because what happened, he whooped his daughter, which I disagree with. You can't whoop a 14-year-old daughter. That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's just stupid, okay? Yeah, I know you have your rights. Yeah, I got whooped, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know what you're trying to communicate by whooping a 14-year-old daughter. But anyway, she's using that event right now to drag him online. Is she dragging him? No. She's dragging the whole family, not just him. This is what you ladies and gentlemen need to understand. When you drag the person that you feel hurt you online, you're dragging all of Una. You're dragging the whole family. Not just your nuclear family, you're also dragging the in-laws, the people that we feel a sense of shame to associate with you from a family standpoint. But if you know what I just said, right? Even though you have your rights, remember, I'd never take your rights away from you. This is not a court of law. We're talking about relationships here, right? Even though you have your rights, right? It doesn't matter. Okay? It just doesn't matter that you have your rights. You will still end up in McDonald's.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Yeah. And you can be prosecuted for that.
You know you can be prosecuted for that.
In the court of public opinion, the people that are supporting you will be the first to shame you later on when it falls apart. They will be the first to say, oh, but nobody's told you to do all that, right? They'll tell you that. Same people. They will drag you for it. So again, look at her conduct right now.
At all. Ever since she left. Then people say, well, you didn't do anything when he beat her. Oh, I didn't? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pull up her mama receipts next, but we're going to go with...
She's pulling up receipts to drag herself and her own family. In her mind, because she's so hurt, she thinks she's dragging one person. She's pulling up receipts. She's pulling up receipts.
Even when you was here talking to my stepchild.
I'm whining you.
She's pulling up
Her,
receipts.
so it don't matter. Whatever y'all want to call her ass. Even when you was here, I was the one doing everything, making sure you did homework, making sure you made it to and from.
What is the receipt she's pulling up here? She's trying to prove to 3+ million monitoring spirits that this guy tried to delete her children, and himself. You know? Shout out to Rahim Adewale. I think that's my brother Adewale. How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Yeah, she's pulling up receipts. It doesn't work. You can't do that. Right? I know somebody may have tried to hurt you. Again, remember, the reason why I'm pulling all this up right now is because, again, I'm trying to tell you, like, listen, when you say this right here, some like to love bomb. Our favorite word is coming up very soon, narcissism, right? All the different terminologies. Matter of fact, let's get back to that, because she has some things to say about that. Let's get back to that a little bit. Again, I just wanted to show you her conduct when she wasn't being interviewed, so that you can know the person we're talking about right now. Let's go back to it.
That's what I went to school for. I want to work, and it was always a battle every time. It was, I would apply for a job, and then he'd be like, "Nope, you don't need to work. You just need to stay home with the kids. Just stay home with the kids and be here for the kids. Your kids are young." And I'm like, "No, I could put them in daycare like a regular parent and work and make a living." And then he was like, "No, I'm gonna show you how to do social media." Now at that time, social media was not monetized. It was like links, like how you see news articles and you post those fake news, and that's how he made money, or people paying
that you would be out of line. That would be out of line to like the respect of your relationship. But at the same time, like, men likes all the time, like pictures all the time. Nick be liking pictures, but ain't nothing wrong with that.
So over here, they're talking about she checked, according to him, she checked his phone every night. She admitted to checking his phone every night. Ladies, tell me, if you feel the need to check your husband's phone every night for the last 6 years, do you think you enjoyed any type of peace of mind in that marriage? Gorex says time frame depends on how mature they handle their differences. Matter too. Yes. Some people are still courting while already married. You have to keep courting your wife for the rest of your life. If that sounds like too much work, wait until you get into a divorce court. I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying there's so many other things that fall apart when you take your eyes off the ball. All right. When I say keep courting your wife, it's just something to keep at the back of your mind, as in, you know what? I value her. I'm going to keep courting her. Not only that, that brings a lot more fun into your situationship, your relationship, your marriage, right? It's very hard to get bored, right? If you make sure that at the back of your mind, listen, you're not going to be diligent with this all the time because you're human like the rest of us. But at the back of your mind, you tell yourself, I'm going to keep courting my wife. Because if you don't court your wife, somebody else is going to court your wife for you. Sorry. All right? You have to keep courting your wife. So that's why the time frame thing, again, poto issue for the most part. But again, 6 months to 1 year, at least, so you can pay attention to, some things that you might not be able to see when you are in love. I think Patricia asked earlier, she said, when do the red flags show? The red flag can show within your first conversation. Like literally FaceTime. You've never met this person in person. If you keep coming to matter of proceed, you'll be able to pick up some red flags in 1 or 2 sentences, right? And you have to be careful with that, because I'm actually not teaching you to do that. But when you know things, you can't unknow it. So you have to be guided that you might just be prejudging way too soon because you heard something that triggered you, right? So red flags can show up as early as 2 sentences. For me, I'm super deliberate because I pick up red flags in 2 sentences. Like if you utter your first sentence, the second sentence, I'm like, this is not it. But also, I've been married for 15 years and I'm not looking for another wife. Right? So you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be psychoanalyzing people. If you're not yet married and you're looking to get into a romantic relationship, you want to get to know people. You want to be looking for, shout out to Mrs. She Said, you want to be looking for green flags. You want to be looking for the things you appreciate about a man. That's what you should be for. That's what you should be looking to learn. Okay? If you know that the phrase red flag exists at all, there's a good chance you know too many red flags already. But there's this urge to continue to pile up. Let me build more on my red flag lists. Let me build more. Let me continue to learn more. There's this urge. It's weird. It's a weird urge, right? It's like a high. It's like you're smoking Igbo and you just need more of it. But this thing is going to kill you. It's going to kill your chances. Because eventually, you just look like your eyes, they Larry all the time. Right? Because you've been smoking way too much, right? Eventually, you just like... So, to be fair, I have to find a way to bring Mrs. She Said to come and explain this green flag thing. But I have a feeling, I have an idea, but I could be wrong. But green flags sound like the opposite of looking for red flags. What are the things you like or you love about a man, a woman, right? Those things, start looking for those things. Now you will have to put extra effort into building on top of what kind of green flags are available out there, because it's positive. So your mind is not naturally gravitated towards your mind. If you're a normal human being, we're all evil. I'm sorry, okay? Keep me in context. You're not evil, but I want you to understand what I'm trying to say, right? That you're just naturally gravitated towards negative stuff, okay? So, but you have to put extra effort. You have to be extra intentional, deliberate about looking for green flags and building on top of that list, and eventually it becomes second nature. And then you start seeing that in people. You see the best about people. You'll be quicker to see the good about people before you see the negative. Because if you're looking for negatives, there's more than enough around us. There's more than enough things to blame, to point fingers at around us. It could be the weather, it could be your mama's fault, it could be that wali that your mommy went to see last week, it could be your brother. All these things can easily represent negative for you. You don't have to put that much effort in it, right? So hopefully that answers your question. Red flags can show as early as, depending on how much red flag conversations you've been consuming, can show up as early as the second sentence, right? And now the other extreme of it is not good either. You should be paying attention, but I'm saying you're already doing that anyway. Now at this point, you should be looking for green flags, right? Yeah. But we'll do another session about that. I might just bring Mrs. She Said to do that. I'll see if I can get her, if she's available for that, because she's the first one I saw using that phrase. All right, so let's keep going. Yeah.
I ain't tripping. You feel me?
Yeah, leave me out of it.
I ain't tripping, but as a woman, I don't know. It could be just a little different, But like, I love Chris Brown. So when I see something on Chris Brown page that I like, I'll like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Chris Brown not in a G-string.
No, Chris Brown's not. And if Chris Brown wasn't a G-string, I might like the picture though.
All right, that's
you know nasty. What I'm saying? I might like the picture though.
Should not get it like for me. That is pretty disgusting.
I might like the picture though, but if I do.
Like, what more do you want from me? Because the love and affection you want from me is like a motherly love. Like
All right, so this is a good conversation they're having here. We need to have this conversation. I'm going to rewind a little bit. She's talking about he's asking for love and affection. Okay, let's talk about that, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige.
I say everybody, including my stepdaughter, because she was living with us at the time. Um, so I'm going to elementary school, to middle school, to daycare. They're coming home, which the daycare was 30 minutes from the house because I have not found a new daycare. So I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's early. I just get in the house and he's like, "So you're not going to help me unpack?" And I'm like, "No, I'm tired. I just got in the house from dropping everybody off. I just want to sit down for a minute and then I'll help you." So then he's like, "No, I want you to help me now." See, that's what I.
All right, so that's a man that's been nursing some ideas in his mind. You know, that's a man that has been nursing some ideas in his mind. He's been feeling some type of way. He's asking, because, you will hear a story in a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit of it because, again, I don't want to dwell too much on this because you can watch the full interview on the other platform, on this platform, the Bay TV, BEY, I think. All right. So he's asking for love and affection, right? He said, "I like the way you love your children unconditionally. Can you show me that same kind of love?" Gentlemen, if you find yourself in this space, you need your boys. Okay? You need your boys. You need to say, "Hey, babe, I'm about to step out." Okay? Trust me, you won't die. Just trust me on this, okay? Trust me, you'll be fine when you come back. And by the way, you will have a better chance of getting love and affection when you come back. Okay? You need your boys, you need your homies. You need to say, "Hey, what are you doing Friday night? Let's step out. What do you do Friday afternoon? Let's grab a quick coffee. I have some few businesses I want to discuss." Okay. If you find yourself in this space, most married men will find themselves in this space at some point because of the reasons that she's giving. "I just dropped the baby off. I just did this." Don't get into this space where you're like, I feel like she's not showing. She should do it now. If you keep listening to Manosphere, right, you might end up saying, like, "You need to keep your foot down. To get what you go collect, you will end up in McDonald's." Oh Lord, you will end up in McDonald's for a fact. So let's be guided. Okay, you find yourself in this position. You're a normal person. It's not new. Okay, our forefathers. Fatherly fathers. Why do you think our fathers have multiple wives? Even when they have multiple wives, sometimes they have those 3, 4, 5 in the house, and they're not getting some. Because people get busy, they start having children. It's like our shadow. It follows us. See, finish, enter. It is what it is, right? So she might not be able to comprehend the idea that you also need love and affection in that moment in time. All right. So, gentlemen, you want a better chance at getting some nookies? Call your boys and back off of that situation for now. Use that opportunity to practice some self-discipline. Okay? It's a good chance that you haven't done that. Maybe that's why she's also taking you for granted. Anything that's readily available will be taken for granted. If you're just very quick to whip it out and ready to give it to her all the time, it will be taken for granted. I promise you. Okay? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's just other activities in life that will occupy a woman's mind where that will kind of like get on the back burner a little bit. If you just back up a little bit, if you back off a little bit, you will increase the chances. It's not guaranteed. You will increase the chances that situation can fix itself. Then even if you want to have that conversation about love and affection, what he's talking about is sex. He tried to say like that motherly unconditional love thing is BS, okay? What he's talking about is that he doesn't feel loved, he doesn't feel wanted. Yes, men like to feel wanted, ladies. Yes, men like to feel wanted. What do you want me to tell you? Right? Is it food? Yes. Right? So ladies, on your side, you need to be self-aware that this is a real thing. You need to be self-aware that this is the real thing. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect. No one is perfect. No one is asking you to be perfect. Okay? If you are self-aware, he will be a lucky man effectively. A lot of women are not self-aware about this. They completely push it on the back burner until things are too late. Then you should have left instead of cheating. Like, nah, bro. You're in a fantasy la la land. Okay? That's not how it works. Okay? The first time he enjoys that secret affair, the secrecy also has its own, ginger that he does to the head. So no, he won't leave. You're asking that you're talking about a saint now. Your husband and your wife is not a saint. Sorry. Most sorry gone. Your husband and your wife, your husbands and your wives are not saints. Okay? If they get caught up in their feelings, they are not capable of doing the right thing. They don't care at that point about doing the right thing. It's not necessarily a deliberate action. It's not necessarily being the keyword. They don't care when they feel wronged.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't. I don't care.
I stepped out for a second and just came back. Didn't know you greeted me earlier. These people, Prestige family. Have to love the Prestige family. Open floor by Tima. Good to see you. Oh my God, Ola, you are covering this LATRUTH people. Yes, I am. Good to see you. Open floor with Tima. I am. I'm trying to cover it, but I have a lot to say. So don't go and check the one that would touch the heart. Oh, you will do that effectively. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're wrong or they're doing something wrong. It just has to trigger something. Like this young lady, actually, I've never found anything in those 6 years. But they ended up in the poto. She found like this one thing that he said he was going to meet up with somebody, but then he said it's somebody that was going to do some videos with, whatever. But you know how you catch a man like this and he can't escape. She caught him like this, and all he had to do is you ever heard that before? Yeah. That you just end up hurting yourself, even if there's nothing wrong going on in your relationship. Now, could you find stuff that's you need to find? Yes. Oftentimes when women or men need to look through your phone also, it's because there's some kind of smoke, and where there's no smoke without fire. So I can't judge people too much on that, but I just want you to know that if all you've been doing is listening to a bunch of people that check phones and now you feel the urge to check phones, you might end up hurting yourself in that process. Let's keep playing.
I be talking about, you don't give me no love and affection. Okay, now I went from me not unpacking to I don't give you love and affection. Yeah.
That's because that's the real issue.
So you just walk past me, you don't even give me no love and affection. I'm like, okay. It seems like, no, this man want to argue. So I leave from out of the...
So let's say he was right? Let's say it was right. You just walked past me, you didn't give me the love and affection, right? What would a typical woman feel when you complain like that? Even if they give you that love and affection, because you're coming from a very serious place too. If it's banters, right? If there's a little banter there, it's fun. It's like, I'm not gonna get no kiss, something like that. She'll give you a kiss and everybody will be happy. But if it's coming from a very serious place, which by the way, we can look at this muzzle so we can tell if it's serious, right? She's probably gonna give you that ajegba mapamije type of affection, or will just tell you to hell with it, right? It depends on how much damage you've created with that type of vibe in the household, right? She was just like, fine, take it, right? Thanks for the person that helped me with the interpretation of that on the last few shows. Fine, just take it. Is that really the kind of affection you're looking for? Obviously not. You want it to come from the inside out. So why do you keep putting yourself in a place where you have to ask for it? If you have to ask for it, it destroys the ginger of what you're looking for. Right? The only thing closest to making it real is learning how to throw it as banter. Babe, give me some kiss, give me some sugar. Right? Being able to say that and put some light, make it light. Don't be so serious, too serious, right? Then you get a little closer. But like I said, ladies, sometimes it gets too much, and if he has to keep doing this, it's not necessarily sustainable too, okay? You should be aware that your partners, either a man or a woman, needs love and affection. It's part of basic human needs. That's why they are married to you. If they don't have a need for that, they won't be married to you. Ola Alatuni says, even when the other partner is sick before marriage, they will still show themselves. They will show their true colors still. Yeah, that's a function of time. That's a real thing. That's just natural phenomenon. That's not something we don't want to turn that to red flags. That's a natural thing. People reveal more of who they are, the more comfortable they get over time. There's so many natural order of things and natural things that's supposed to happen in any type of relationship, not just romantic, even in business relationship, that we've turned to red flags. We use it to actually hurt ourselves because we're just now like right? You have to be careful, you know. Toby and Tribe, good to see you. She says, if he's truly a narcissist, the best response for her is to ignore him and go ahead to live a beautiful and fulfilling life. Yes, that's true. That's so true, right? They can't stand that. The more she talks, the more powerful. Yes, if we're talking about a true a person with an actual MPD disorder, right? They won't be able to stand it. But you know, we all have the traits inside of us. So maybe she's narcissistic. Have we thought about that? Maybe she has a maybe she's the one that's actually been narcissistic. Just maybe. I'm not here to diagnose anyone because I don't like doing that at all, right? Did you realize that a lot of people that are narcissistic are very quick to call other people narcissistic? Are you aware about that? That narcissistic people are very quick to call others narcissistic or narcissist. Jesus Christ. Many of us are using the words, we don't even know how to pronounce it properly. Let's keep going.
Bathroom, because he was in the closet. I leave him out of the bathroom. I go sit on the bed. I turn on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm watching TV, watching the
Shout
show.
out to Carlos King.
Watching the show, and he comes out the bathroom still saying the same thing. So you ain't gonna give me no love and affection, and I'm just like, what more do you want from me? Like, what more do you want from me? Because
I just want some right now, that's all. But gentlemen, if you go ask I just want some right now, you won't get some more. I'm telling you, it works against you. It just gets awkward. She get more pissed off. You get more pissed off. That's not how to do it. Let's keep going.
the love and affection you want from me is like a motherly love. Like, he's always reminding me, like, I never had my mom, and the way that you love on your kids, I want you to give me the same love. And I'm just like, there's no way I can give you that. Like, a mother's love to her son and her daughter compared to a wife's love, it's going to be different.
Exactly. That's why you should know that that's not what he's talking about, right? But she's not capable of knowing that. Patricia says, "Man of prestige, I've gotten my heart broken because I've avoided looking at the red flags." No, that's not why you had your heart broken. That's not why. You had your heart broken. Let me say not necessarily why, because I don't know your full story, right? But that's not necessarily why you had your heart broken. For me to take that from you, I will need more. I need more story behind that. You know, you could have gotten your heart broken because you're narcissistic. I know, I'm just kidding. Or because the other person is narcissistic. You know, when you're in love, you're not able to see what you might consider a red flag anyway. You know, so that's why I said work on yourself, build yourself, work on yourself, build yourself as a function of time, not just something you learn as a theory. It becomes who you are. So it's going to be hard for certain things to come around you without you having to be overly cerebral about it. When you're over cerebral about it, meaning you're thinking it, you're looking for it everywhere, that's a red flag by itself. As a matter of fact, I tell young women and young ladies that are looking to find a partner, if somebody tends to be looking for, you just notice in their talking point, they're always looking for a red flag. That's a red flag all in itself. Just so you know. So, because I noticed you said earlier that relationships are complex. You're right. So where's the middle ground? Where it says, okay, the middle ground is individual by individual stories. You need to engage more individual by individual stories. And then you need to work on yourself, engage self-development and self-improvement on a regular basis. It needs to become a part of who you are. Okay? It needs to become a part of who you are. So there's just certain type of people that won't come around you. they can smell that they can feed off of you. Like Toby just said again. The idea of the narcissistic trait thing is that they feed off of you. So if there's nothing, if you don't have food for them, right, they can feed off of you. And the food you have for them is not the fact that you're able to be so vigilant of red flags. It's not. It's about you being holistically a healthy person. Healthy people just don't walk around looking for red flags. They don't. They can't relate at that level. Okay, now some experience can get you to a place where you naturally feel the need to protect yourself. I get it. Okay, trust me, I get it. But this is where healing comes in. This is why you still, like, the extreme other end of protecting yourself. You're playing defense all the time in this game called life and romance, and you don't know how to play offense against the forces that fight the idea of romance. You will lose effectively. There's no game in life where all you're doing is playing defense, and you take your eyeballs, you take your eyes off of I was gonna say off the balls. Take your eyes off of actually scoring. You will lose. Because the league has to end at some point. Right? We have to be very, very careful. Right? Look at me. I'm saying don't be so vigilant. Don't look for red flag. And I said be very careful. Well, careful of self. Okay? Careful of the kind of information you're consuming. Right? Self-development. You have to engage self-development and self-improvement perpetually. Okay? Then it will become extremely hard for you to engage certain type of people. If they're just toxic, you won't be able to put words to it, but you just know that something is off. And you're healthy enough to be willing to walk away and mean it. Because that's the best position for negotiation. You're willing to walk away and mean it. Right? Even if you cry because you're a human being, but you understand that you have that abundance mindset. You know that there are options better than a situation that will start making you feel choked up. Right? So let's keep going.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to come kiss you on your head? Yes, he want me to come kiss him on his head, tell him everything gonna be okay, rub his back. Everything that I do for Amora, who's 3, he wants me to do for him.
Did he ever get jealous of your relationship with the kids?
He got jealous of me and my relationship.
Hey! How you mean to me about me?
Gurex, what will I do with you now? So Allah, speak up red flags with everyone here. No, I don't know you guys personally. That would be terrible of me. That's terrible. Right? No. But anyway, I played that I played that because of what she just said. She said he's jealous of everyone. Let me rewind it small. Just small.
Love and affection. Okay, now I went from me not unpacking to I don't give you love and affection. Yeah, so you just walk past me. You don't even give me no love and affection. I'm like, okay. Just seems like, no, this man want to argue. So I leave him out of the bathroom because he was in the closet. I leave him out of the bathroom. I go sit on the bed. I turn on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm watching TV. Watching the show.
Shout out to Carlos King.
Watching the show, and he comes out the bathroom still saying the same thing. So you ain't gonna give me no love and affection, and I'm just like, what more do you want from me? Like, what more do you want from me? Because the love and affection you want from me is like a motherly love. Like, he's always reminding me, like, I never had my mom, and the way that you love on your kids, I want you to give me the same love. And I'm just like, there's no way I can give you that. Like, a mother's son and her daughter compared to a wife's love, it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to come kiss you on your head? Yes, he want me to come kiss him on his head, tell him everything gonna be okay, rub his back. Everything that I do for Amora, who's 3, he wants me to do for him.
Did he ever get jealous of your relationship with the kids?
He got jealous of me and my relationship with my stepdaughter.
Jesus!
Yes. He said that I loved her. I loved her more.
All right. Here's what I want to do. This is just... Yeah, she said a lot. You guys should watch the interview. You know, there's probably about 35 different topics in that interview. You know, I'm not gonna just, but I want to play a little bit of his, right? and then so we can see who we're talking about.
Well, no.
As hip as most people, but he killed the Facebook game for quite some time, and he's extremely known outside of Facebook as well. But he's gone viral a whole bunch of time.
So remember, I told you a bunch of people were reacting, and they said they wanted to hear in the comments, they wanted to hear his side of the story, and he took the bait. So here we go.
Big on social media. He's also an artist, and obviously people can look up a lot of things about you, and your career and stuff like that. But what I think is important to talk about is, who you truly are, where you're from, how you were raised, and all that good stuff. So let the people.
Let's skip the introduction.
It's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through this. Whatever. I always compliment her, let her know she was special and she's the most beautiful in the world. She's gonna be all right. She's gonna make it through everything. So,
right. So, growing up. You said you the family was poor and stuff like that.
yes.
Like walk us through like how life was, just during school and stuff like that, and just just how was the environment, how was your experiences like coming up, because a lot of people in our culture we experience that, living through poverty, and sometimes it allows us to shape us to be better in the future, or sometimes it can bring us down.
And, I don't want to just focus on the Black community because, white people definitely go.
I'm just trying to get it to a place where we can get some
too, definitely.
juice.
With me and her, it was just like we was in a relationship. We moved in together and all of that. And it's the same thing with being an entertainer. Some people just have trust issues. It's the going through the phone all the time, things like that. But actually, with her, she was living in the crib that I paid all the bills, and I came home and it was actually a dude in my crib.
For the first chick.
Yeah, the first chick. She had one child. Yeah, my baby mom. When I met her,
y'all already had the child already?
No, she had one kid when I met her that I was raising her as my own. And
all right, so his baby mother from 15 years ago was also a single mother. Okay, there's a pattern there. It keeps attracting people that already have children. Again, keep in mind, stay on focus here. There's nothing wrong with single mothers, okay? But if you keep attracting that kind of person, that's a kind of person, but people that already, there's a good chance that he was truly looking for that. He sees how they take care of their children, and he's just attracted to that. Okay? I just noticed somebody said something, maybe affection was his love language. It could be, right? Or also, we can also say it this way. Maybe he's craving badly for it since he lost his mother at the age of 5. He might just be craving really, really badly for that, right? So we don't know, but you can see patterns. The reason why we call it patterns is because you're looking for other factors, variables to align with that, right? Before you can really make any kind of assertion, that maybe this is a thing, right? There's no one single element that can make it a thing. But if you start seeing it as now we see 2, right? The next person it gets with will be like, let's look at that. Is it attracting single mothers? That may there may be a reason behind that, and then when they keep looking for that, what they're going to do is potentially try to drain whatever they need from another human being. And human beings in the poto all the time are not that capable of just serving your needs, or everything that's going to make you feel wholesome is in this other person. It's a complete bad idea. You need to be wholesome as a whole person first, which at best means you're always growing. There's room for growth. You're engaged in self-development. There's no such thing as I'm just perfect. It doesn't exist, right? Because there are other people involved in your relationships. Right.
She was actually pregnant with my child. I come home, dude was in my house.
No.
Wow. What?
He caught a dude in his house while the baby mother was pregnant with his child. Do you think that can create trauma for a man? I'm asking. Do you think that can potentially create traumatic experience for a man? Right?
What happened
I
after
ended,
that? Y'all was
I ended
scuffing?
the.
You just kicked.
No scuffing, none of that. I don't do that. So I come in, I see the dude in there. He come up, hey man, I didn't know she had a dude. Da da da. She said she was single. I said, look, bro, get out of my house, man. You good? You feel me? You here because she invited you.
Right.
I had a pistol.
Wow.
I had a pistol in my hand because I seen a car in my yard when I walk in. So pistol in my hand, I just put it up like, yo, bro, go ahead, you good roll. He left. We broke up. She went back to her hometown. That was the end of the relationship. She was pregnant with my child. My daughter born. I go, and even
So
before
she was
that,
pregnant with your child having sex with other men.
the dude was in the house. I don't think he got a chance to do nothing yet because he said he just got there. So I don't know how many times somebody could have been in there, but I know it was a guy in the house.
Yeah,
That relationship was over with. You know what I'm saying? That relationship was over with. But
So how many years passed by since?
They didn't talk about if he checked the paternity of that child. I would want to know, like, you should check that paternity, make sure that's your child. But it's 15 years later, so maybe that's irrelevant now. Let's keep going.
You met Brianna?
after that incident, because my daughter was not even born yet. So let's see.
So pay attention to that. His daughter, his 15-year-old daughter, was not born yet when he met Brianna. Is that what he just said? I'm not sure.
I didn't touch my baby mom probably after my daughter was about 3 years old. So I went from 3 years old to I ain't touch her at all sexually.
Okay, so about 12 years ago.
I met my wife in
2016. We knew that part.
15, I think, 2015.
So what's the time on that?
Because you guys were together for six years, right? 6, 7 years. Was it 6.5 years?
And
we got married fast, so we got married real quick. So
right. But
all right, so we know that part of the story. Let's talk about this really quick. Gorek says some people were lucky with checking phones because it saves their life and made them know where they are placed. By addictions makes everyone move suspicious. Yes, because here's the thing. The reason why you were checking your phone and then it saved your life is probably because you sensed something. You knew something was going on. You wanted to find out. Like something was, I don't know what you want to call it, intuition, instinct, whatever. You just knew something was wrong. You were feeling a sense of disconnect from your partner. And then obviously you had enough time in your hands. You have enough time in your hands away from actual romantic experience with the person. So what do? You dig in through their phone. That's one side of it. The other side of it is that you've listened to too many stories of people finding out that somebody was hurting them by checking their phone. So now you think that's a solution. Let me go and be checking phone. That's also, we can also describe that as you're traumatized by those stories. So you start looking for stuff. So yeah, you're not going to save yourself from whatever you're looking for. If that's why you're checking phones, if you're just a person that have trust issues and you're checking phones, you're not saving yourself from anything. You're going to attract exactly what you fear the most, and you're going to hurt yourself and potentially hurt your whole family in the process. And yes, you might find something that's actually tangible, and sometimes you didn't find anything and you still hurt yourself and you hurt your family. Okay? So I wouldn't say it's the checking of phones that saved anybody. There are other issues. There are other issues there already, in which case that put me in a position where I can't judge you for checking phones because you don't feel safe anyway, right? It's like a person that says, hola, so what do you think? We should go check paternity fraud with our wives. Well, if you're willing to deal with a woman that feels betrayed by you asking such questions, like you're asking a big question, like was she loyal to you in those years? And you want to go check paternity? Yeah, sure. There's nothing wrong with that. Because again, if you have this question in your heart, it's already bad anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's already bad if you have this doubt that your kids are not yours in your heart. It's already bad. So you now going to do it's not exactly saving you from the emotion, at least the emotional aspect of things. You're already hurt. You're living this life of doubt all the time. You feel like go do it. But when you come back out of it, and if you do find out that these are your kids, your job is not done. you've created a damage, and it's very unlikely that you'll be able to get out of it in peace. Okay, it's very unlikely, right? I'm not sure you're capable. If your kids are your kids and you're not able to figure that out without doing it, there's a good chance that you're not capable of bringing that trust back into your marriage anyway. It's just bad already. So you might as well go do it. You're right. Go do it. Do what you gotta. Check your phones. Cover your bases. You already feel how you feel anyway. But if these are the things you need to do to sustain a romantic relationship, it's already bad. You get my gist? And you might as well go knock yourself out. I can't fix this. Let's keep going.
How did your baby mama cheating on you, possibly, allegedly, maybe, how did that affect you in your next relationship? Because I know if I'm getting cheated on and we break up and it's this traumatic thing and we tied forever because now we got a kid, you know, moving on to the next relationship, I'm gonna hold some insecurity from that.
Did you ever forgive her or just like that effort? I mean, some
No, I'm asking him, how did that situation, did it ever trigger him later in his next relationship? Were you ever able to get over that? The fact that she cheated on you and now you have a new relationship?
Yeah, I definitely got over it. You know?
Okay.
I definitely got over it. Yeah, I was doing my thing. Like I've done my thing my whole life. I've only been in two serious relationships, which that was one, and then the relationship with my wife. That's it. Like I've always been the type of person to move around, do what I want to do. So that didn't bother me at all, like far as moving forward with a new relationship. Because when I trust you, I trust you.
Yeah, you felt like you dodged a bullet.
All right.
But did you see yourself marrying her at some point, or was it kind of just
Nah.
You was going.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I didn't see that.
Okay.
So,
what was it about Brianna that made you marry her so quickly?
Well, yeah, I want to talk about how, like, what you see in her when you guys walk us through how you guys first met. Obviously, she told us. I would like to see it from your POV. Walk us through that, and what did you see in her that say, okay, this girl could possibly be my wife?
Well, like I said, when she reached out to me on social media. She was doing music videos at the time.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Are you saying that she would make things up to make it sound crazy, like he hit me, start investigating what happened? She says that
Chinya, what is this now? Why did you like this now? Why? Let me review some of this chat a little bit. Yep. With counseling, their marriage would have been savaged. Yeah. But counseling is not good enough by itself. You know, counseling can be very, very helpful. But counseling is like marriage. It's like a double-edged sword. Most people that engage counseling, they go there to go argue with themselves. That's why I advise people engage individual counseling first. But a lot of people engage counseling because they're looking for other people to help them blame the other person. So counseling is like marriage. It's a double-edged sword. It depends on what you do with it. It's a function. The result of counseling is a function of the people that engages it, right? If you feel like you need counseling, if you're still in a place where your spouse, your partner is able to appreciate counseling, yeah, you can engage it together. But if you know that there's been some damages, it's better to engage individual counseling first. Because that may just be all you need, right? That probably will just be all you need. Because remember, over here we talk about power, seduction, attraction, seduction. The part that you control, that you can learn how to control, right? As opposed to looking to control other people. You can't control what other people do. You can influence them. Influence is a function of time, patience, and a process. Control is looking for quick answers right now. Like I can just turn this thing and then this other person will. doesn't work. But that person is a god in their own right. They carry a lot of energy, spiritual energy, emotional energy. And if you don't respect time and the process, you will fail all the time. So counseling can help. It just all depends. I think if you see the success rate of counseling, you'll be shocked. It's very low. Most times we're trying to please people. We come from a place of pain, trauma, polygamous family, troubled background, or naivety. Naivety is huge. These people know as they are very calculative. If they are that calculative, you have no chance. They're not as calculative as you think. Most people they are not as calculative as you think. Even those that say I'm calculative. Especially if they say it out in words that they're calculative. There's no better way to tell on yourself that you're not a calculative person if you say that out loud. Right? Most people are not that calculative. By just being around these sessions that I'm doing every day, you'll be much more calculative, and you will know that the first rule of being calculative is to not say it out loud that I'm calculative. The first rule is to learn how to actively listen to other people, particularly to their emotions, to their mind. We did a session here where we covered the laws of power. I'm going to find it for you right now. There's a law here that's very, very important for you to pay attention to. Let me find it. Let's see. Law number 43. Walk on the hearts and minds of others. If a person is being calculative and they're just selfish, they're not calculative. They're just weak. Their weakness can be wickedness too, but they're just weak. Okay. Because if they're not weak, if they're coming from a place of wickedness, you stand. If they can capture you like that, you stand no chance. Okay. A lot of this is how you see things, like your perspective, right? Your mindset. So let's be guided with that. All right. Let's keep playing this.
You went through your phone, and where does it come up that he really didn't hit me? Where does that? Because if she says that,
that don't come up.
Because if she tells the police that you hit her, wouldn't they have to like take you to jail or something?
They would if, in fact, they could see that was true. But when I'm showing them,
they would have to see bruises.
Right, they have to see bruises. And at this time, I'm 250 pounds. I'm 250 pounds.
So one of their issues is that he keeps trying to, let me jump to the third video right now. He keeps trying to justify that he never laid hands on her. There was no bruise. The cops declared that there was no such thing. It looked like there was tussle back and forth between them. Yes, that can be interpreted as physical domestic DV violence. Yeah, it just depends on what side of your head you hit, right? And how you felt. And your interpretation of that event can also be a function of your emotional state. This is where some people will say, "You're trying to gaslight me. Are you trying to say I was crazy?" Your interpretations of the events that happened is still a function of your emotional state. Depends on what angle you were on. It depends on how you were feeling. It depends on so many things. So this is what I tell men. If you know that things are already, like emotions are high like that, remove yourself. Don't wait until you have to be doing shalaye and you have to be explaining why it's only a pillow that you smacked at her butt. Don't do that to yourself. Don't wait for that. Okay, the way that pillow landed on her butt, it might feel like a hit, right? And by the way, in reality, you might be sick. You might just not know what you were doing. You might have laid your hands on her because your anger was heightened too. how about this? Don't wait. Let's not wait until it's your words against mine, especially if the cops does not see any bruise, right? There's a good chance that she even laid hands on you too, right? But instead of arguing this back and forth and him saying people should just tell the truth and blah blah blah, like, dude, people are going to tell their truth, not your truth. You could call your truth the truth all you want. People are going to tell their truth. And yes, they will call it the truth. So I'll be right. And you will just be collecting. Let me play. There are 3 videos. If you want to go watch it, you feel like there's more we could talk about. You have questions, I can do another session on those questions. But there are actually 3 sessions. So what they did eventually is they brought on some kind of a therapist. Then I'm hearing that she's a student therapist. I'm like, which one is it? To kind of help them. Let's play a little bit of that.
Hi.
How you doing?
Jane, me, and Mr. Hampton. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Well, this was just a lot. It was a lot.
You think?
It's a lot to unpack, for sure.
It's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to remember. And 6 years is a long time of build up. So first, let me back up and introduce myself. So my name is Amina Anthony. I am a certified life coach. I am currently finishing off my internship in clinical.
I'm going to fast forward, okay? So she came on and then they were supposed to be helping them, right?
The baby situation, you blamed it all on me, and that's a lie. And there's certain things that I have not said out there out of respect of stuff going even further. I even made an apology to stop the things from going. So watching this and watching this man say all these things about me and things that are not true truly hurts me. And I just really want to get to a point where we can really co-parent for our daughter, because right now, every time we talk, the conversation goes left. And a bit of this shaking is a bit of anxiety. So excuse me for that, but it's just a lot for a man that I love for 6 years to sit here and watch how his story played out. Not even just the abuse, but you not taking accountability for nothing. Even the baby situation, like nothing. There's no accountability nowhere. If you listen to this whole interview, it's I'm perfect. I didn't do nothing. She's mad at me over this. It's me, Brianna, the whole 6 years. And at some point, we both have to take accountability for our failed marriage. It is not just me. It is both of us. We both played a part. And that's all I got to say, really.
So did I tell you that you probably shouldn't post the baby thing? I didn't say that?
You came to me and said that this would help your music career. We both called our manager, Sean, and Sean gave us the red light to not do it. And you said, go ahead and do it. So I did it. I posted it. That's when you went to the studio to do the diss record. But then you said you wanted to protect our family. And you even denied that, which did not make sense. You said the kids go to school. I don't want you be out there going to the mall and stuff by yourself. I'm trying to protect the family. And you even denied that and said that was a lie.
Didn't put the diss out because when I found out it was Photoshopped. No, when I found out it was Photoshopped, that's.
So for the people that said it takes 2 to make it work, I think I understand what you're saying. You're probably not saying the same thing I'm saying here, but let's just say this, right? Somebody said counseling plus work. I completely agree with that. The personal work that you need to do. The counselor, is not their job to help you. The job is to help, like mediate, right? And help you understand things that you're open to understanding. A lot of people will just go into the counseling session and argue with themselves, okay? You see what's going on right now? This picture that you're looking at, this is typically what happens when couples prematurely take themselves, after damages, of course, certain level of damages, they prematurely take themselves into a counseling session. They just end up arguing about their experiences, their different experiences and what they recollect. Okay? That's what ends up happening. So it's very, very important that you understand that. So you can go, you could try it if somebody agrees to go together, but once you start noticing that you're arguing in that session, remember what I just said. Then back off, let them speak, let them get their truth out. It's not necessarily your truth. It's not necessarily your experience. Let them say what they have to say. Pay your little $150, whatever it is, and then see if you learn anything. You should only be going to counseling session to learn. Keep an open mind, to learn about your partner, to learn about your relationship. You shouldn't be going there to try to prove a point, because how many times have I played this for you?
You're right.
If you're right, you're right. Your experience is your experience. Don't go there to be saying your experience must align with what they remember. One of the biggest problem with this couple, I've noticed, one of the biggest highlight of just listening to them is that she remembers that she was abused. He's saying, no, that did not happen. It's a very, very hard thing to get over. Okay? He has reasons to, at least even when you think of it as a public issue, because there's a lot of public issues here. He has reasons where he might if I don't remember, as much as I want to make you feel better, make you feel heard, I don't want to admit to something I didn't do. Right? Now, the other side is that it could be lying. But the problem here is that the police report does not align with what she's saying. So it becomes your word against mine, becomes that, right? So if you're going to be talking about your relationship and you're trying to move forward, you claim you want divorce, you really shouldn't be talking about the relationship. You should be talking about how to do co-parenting in a healthy manner as we move forward. But what do we know? Another thing that we know is that when people don't have some sort of closure on what they think was the truth, or what they claim or what they believe was the truth, they can't move forward. So it's a very, very difficult thing, If he happened to not have, hit her or anything like that, it's going to be very hard for him to admit to that side of things, because you know how it is, right? You admit to something like that, you might be cancelled, especially if you're a public figure, right? If he's just outrightly lying, that means he's not capable of telling the truth anyway. So it's like, what's the point of the conversation? The point I'm making is that it's very, very difficult. If you find yourself in this space, your healing is key. It's key. Who said something earlier today that I feel like I should post? Okay, I remember. It was, let me see if I can find it. I'll read it to you. I'll just read it to you. It was Funke Akindele's ex-husband, and he said something about let me see here if I can find it really quickly. He said he made a statement that I think a lot of it is it's true. You're going to need to put yourself in that position at some point. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. He said, I had to forgive someone who wasn't sorry. You want to have a good life, you will have to do that sometimes. Okay? Because the other person may have a different experience where they what am I sorry for, right? But the only way to free yourself is to forgive still, right? And then he goes on to say, okay, this is the full statement. I never knew how strong I was until I had to forgive someone who wasn't sorry and accept an apology I never received. I have to agree with that, right? Now, some people will read that and say, hey, he's being manipulative, whatever. But on the surface, I don't know the full story behind that one. On the surface, that's something you will have to do in order to heal. That closure you're looking for from another person may never come because they had a different experience and you had a different experience. But they're lying. I know, you're right, they're lying. Because again, you're speaking from your own experience, right? If police report can confirm that they're lying, then, police has some evidence. That even becomes easier, right? But if there are no bruises, it's kind of hard, to prove anything. But again, we're talking about romantic relationships. When you get into this space where you're now competing with each other, just a very tough one. Let's keep going.
Why I didn't put it out. I'm a man of morals.
The baby is crazy. You done.
All right, I'm a man of morals. That's a red flag. That is a red flag. I'm a man of morals, right? It's not wrong.
Oh, you're right.
It's not wrong. But that's a red flag. Can anybody tell me why that's a red flag? Anybody want to try? Why is that a red flag? Let me keep playing. Why you try?
Seen him shoot people.
No, I've never seen him
my
shoot.
life and the kids' life.
I've never seen him
But
shoot.
either way, I'm trying to figure out how to move to a common ground.
Can I just interrupt? I know emotions are high. I know. I hear you say that he doesn't take accountability for anything in this moment right here, because this could be a chance. If the divorce is going to happen, it's going to happen. But in this moment, in front of
Relationships was, I explained all of those things. So a lot of those things could be even more from insecurities, not just from the past, but just knowing how I used to move around and me being just telling her the truth. I wanted the honest truth out there because I just believe in being truthful. And, if I'm going...
I just believe in being truthful. It's also right again, but that's a red flag.
Oh, you're right.
Let me see. Red flag because you don't toot your own horn. Okay, right? Especially if you're on the same team, you're trying to get on the same team to co-parent, to move forward in that. But what you're doing is tooting your own horn, right? The other person, none of us are perfect when it comes to this, by the way. The other person will start to feel less than, right? Less than what? I don't know. Less than something. So they can't really give you that good fruit you're looking for. That's a red flag. If somebody tends to talk like that, I'm a man of men, high morals. Unless somebody outrightly asks you, like, are you a man of integrity? I would like to believe that, yes. Are you a man of prestige? I would like to believe that, yes. Are you a man of morals? Yes, I strongly believe in morals. But we're all humans, right? Am I policing their talk? Yes, I am. Okay, but these are the issues. All right, this little thing shows up in other areas of life. When you put yourself on that pedestal, you fall off every time, because in real time it will be tested. Okay,
if I see something serious going to happen in this relationship, she's becoming my wife and all that, I just explained everything. So everything that I did, even with going to work, I would FaceTime her. Every meeting that I had, I would FaceTime her. She see when I pull up. She knew exactly where I was going to be at. And it finally became a point where she said, you don't have to keep doing that. I trust you. I said, you sure you good? She was like, yeah, you don't have to keep FaceTiming me, showing me everything that you're doing because I trust you. So I stopped doing that. And then, after that, more of the insecurities came back. Wanting to go through the phones and stuff like that. So I apologize. I spoiled her. I allowed her to go through my phone.
All right, so listen to that apology. We're gonna end that right there for now. There's two quick short stories we want to go through really quickly. What did he apologize for? Did you guys hear that? He apologized for spoiling her. So imagine you're my wife, right? And we're having issues. And you say, are you willing to at least hold yourself accountable? Right? Is it making sense why this marriage didn't work? It's not the fault of the society. It's the fault of the two people in it, right? They're not they're not capable. All right? They're not capable. All right? They don't know what they're talking about, right? He says, I apologize for spoiling her. So we always pay attention to what will make the other person feel. Yes. If you can't do that, eject yourself from the situation. Leave the marriage. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Just excuse yourself. If you're not capable of leaning in and understanding what will make this other person feel, If that person is just human, if they're too weak, they may not be able to carry that. Okay, they might just be weak. But if you pay attention to what they're feeling, that's a powerful tool to have in your arsenal, right? So what would that make your ex-wife to be feel when you say, I apologize for spoiling her? There's another favorite word for it. I'm sure you guys will see it in the chat. What would that make her feel like? Does that sound like a person that's ready to be in a marriage? Right? Does that sound like a person that's ready to be in a marriage?
Not be juju be that.
I said, like, Shofi Koseno Basoroni. Like, how do you want that to play out? But she said, you'll be a great mentor and counselor. Thank you. I appreciate you, Patricia. It looks like I'm seeing you for the first time here too. He has no emotional intelligence, very defensive. Yes, because when you're defensive, sure, you protect yourself, you'll be safe, but you might as well live in a cave, right? You can't sustain a healthy relationship with that, right? I apologize for spoiling her. Them of frenemy for benefits. Taking credit for another success. A Yul Edochie's apology. At least we can. There's a chance that Yul is coming from a place of good intention. You know, good intentions end up in poto all the time too, right? You know that, right? But there's a chance of good intentions, right? With Yul Edochie. This guy clearly had no good intention. It's like saying he's just trying to reward to express his feelings. He's much more concerned about his feelings. And he's not aware of his feelings, right? Remember, emotional intelligence, you master your own feelings, your own emotions, but he's not aware of that, but he needs to express it nonetheless. That's what that was. Yeah, anyway. That's all I can cover. It's just two. That's all I can cover about the LATRUTH. There's more to it. Go watch it if you feel like there's more you want to. If you ask me 7 questions around it, I'll bring it back again and then we'll assess those questions. If you ask me at least 7 questions in the WhatsApp chat, if you're not a part of the WhatsApp chat group, make sure you join. You can join right here at this link right here, www.lolaandola.com/WhatsApp. Okay. So let's cover this 2 last short stories really quickly.
Trust me, you will die. Man, if you are afraid of destroying other people's relationship, trust me, you will die single. Don't pity anybody. Don't pity anybody. Like, remember your first heartbreak, the second heartbreak, the third one, fourth one, and so on. The person that snatched your partner, did that person pity you? No. The person did not pity you, so don't pity anybody. Make sure you snatch and re-snatch until you're settled. If you are afraid of this,
Hey! I hear me to me, by me.
What do you think about that advice? This young lady right here is advising you. Let me play it again.
Man, if you are afraid of destroying other people's relationship, trust me, you will die single. Don't pity anybody. Don't pity anybody. Like, remember your first heartbreak, the second heartbreak, the third one, fourth one, and so on. The person that snatched your partner, did that person pity you? No. The person did not pity you, so don't pity anybody. Make sure you snatch and re-snatch until you're settled. If you are whining you.
Make sure you snatch and snatch and snatch. Hey, Jesus. Now, you think this is a joke? You know, I keep telling us, if you nurture a little bit of worry, you never know what level the next person will take that worry to. They will take it to another level entirely, right? With her full chest, literally. With her full chest, she says, snatch and snatch and snatch and snatch. Let's stop the cap, right? Do we not have enough girls doing this in society today? Where's Brother Kidola when I need him? Where is Brother Kidola when I need him? Right? Oh my show. She said, wow, fear come out. Well, that's what she's saying. She's saying she's trying to pay back. She said, keep in mind what he said. Okay, wait.
If you are afraid of destroying other people's relationship, trust me, you will die single. Don't pity anybody. Don't pity anybody. Like,
wait, remember you said fear come out. Just
remember your first heartbreak.
Okay, she's saying you are the karma, right? Remember your first heartbreak. Since you are the karma, there's no need to expect any more karma. You are the karma, right? Remember your first heartbreak.
The second heartbreak, the third one, fourth one, and so on.
The second, third, fourth. This is karma Pro Max, right? That's what she's saying. In her heart right now, she feels justified, right? Even if this young lady is trying to troll, there's somebody that's probably subscribing to what she said. And they're taking it at face value, religiously, and you know what? She makes sense. I did have second, third, what do we call vindictive people, right? Second, third, fourth heart breakfast, right? I'm the karma, bitch. Right? I'm the karma. That's what she's saying.
The person that snatched your partner, did that person pity you? No. The person did not pity you, so don't pity anybody. Make sure you snatch and snatch and re-snatch until you're settled. If you are afraid of this,
D-Love Bobby Lonwo. Sarah Yelode. Is he live? Is he live?
Yes, Kelly baby.
Let's see. You will reap what you sow. Nobody gets away with this kind of stuff. And it's not going to be direct where you can see that this is what I'm paying for. It's not, okay? But everyone reap what they sow. That's just life principles. It's undefeated. Can't do nothing about it. So I just, she looks young on the face. Maybe she thinks she's trolling and she thinks it's fun, all fun. She will collect for even spreading this kind of advice too. It will come back. Dumb and dumber. Well, what goes around comes around. So if you snatch person husband, then go snatch yours too. This site cannot be reached. What site? Oh Lord. I understand what she means, but the tone and intention seems warped. Yes. This is yeah. It's a lot of people that will listen to this and they can relate with what she said about, remember the second, third, fourth breakfast, and they might start to nurse the idea like, maybe this life no fair. I should just go out there and start hurting everyone. You will hurt yourself. Promise. Okay. Be snatching and be collecting courses for yourself. Azioia. Jesus Christ. Ola, your WhatsApp link ain't working, mate. It ain't. Maybe the site is down right now. The site could be down right now. Just use the phone number. It's scrolling on the screen. Just text. Add me to the group. The phone number is scrolling on the screen. 732-305. I always forget. It's just on the screen. Okay. You see that I say sponsor of the show is DLove3000. We can always replace that anytime you support. Thank you so much, D-Love. She is Anuichi. All this Igbo Anuichi, Anuofia. I know Anu is something bad, The inchi is like, I don't know. Two wrongs do not make a right. These young kids do not understand the principles of how this universe works. They don't. And they will collect. And it's okay. Hopefully they don't buy themselves in the midst of collecting. The rest of us have gone through this phase, so it's okay. Some of us are mild, and some people are extreme. What she's talking about is kind of extreme. It's a dangerous lifestyle, by the way. Because before you know now, they'll take our panties and do something else with it, and then she'll come here and be telling us spiritual stories. Do you think she's asking people to go after their soulmates without fear? She's a weird. That's what she said. There's a guy that actually said something like that, right? Like, don't be afraid to go after your soulmate, even if they are married to somebody else. And she's just delivering the message the wrong way, and she's just a selfish slay queen. Yup, that's what she's saying. I'm the karma. Pro Max. Yeah, this is the age where they think they know everything, not knowing they don't know anything. Yes, especially if you're under 25. Wait for 10 years from now and then come back and tell me what you thought you knew. Then we can reassess it from there. Cause they don't like to hear that. They're like, these married people always think like those of us they are talking to don't have sense. I didn't say you didn't have sense, so I never said that, so I never say you didn't have sense, so okay. I don't know why it's triggering me. I never say you didn't have sense, but let's just come back in 10 years time. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's cover one last one. Then we'll call it a day. There's one little last one we should cover. Then we'll call it a day. All right, so we have another gift that keeps giving here. One of our biggest videos here, like 15,000 views or something like that, is on here. Was about Cora Obidi. Thanks to Cora for being a gift that keeps giving, because that video went gung-ho. Actually, it might be on the secondary channel. I'm not sure, on the Clips channel, but I had no idea who she was until she started going viral for her husband. It was basically me dragging the husband because I could hear a lot of red flags as a man in his rhetorics. It was basically a little boy who was completely lost from what I could hear. And I guess that's why it went viral, because a bunch of ladies could relate with what I was picking up. That's not to say Cora doesn't have her own issues. In fact, she has lots of issues. She's a woman who is trying to mix this this new generation thingy with the very traditional marriage institution rather. It often doesn't work, right? Some people are making it work, but typically those people is because they're on the same page. A house divided against itself cannot stand, right? If one person is trying to do traditional and the other person is modern, right? Whereas both of them are modern, in reality they're all modern. But one person is trying to do traditional, the other person is trying to do modern. It makes sense. There we end up in McDonald's. Effectively. I'm looking for my McDonald's sound effect. I can't find it.
You will end up in McDonald's.
I found it. Let's listen to Cora and then let's talk about it.
This man would slap me in my face and they tell me that I was making it up and that my memory was failing me because of all this social media. And then I hallucinated the slap. If I'm lying to you, let me fall down and die here. And this is the man that is going to take my children from me.
Wait. Before we continue, If she was lying, will she fall down and cry right there? Will she? What are the chances that if she was lying, she will fall down and cry right there? What are the chances? I'm asking anybody that have answers. What are the chances? It exists. I know spiritual things. Nothing is ordinary. I get it. Right? But let's come back to life for a second, right? What are the chances that she will fall down and cry if she's lying right now? Now, if we say the chances are slim to almost none, should we just call her a liar? But we're very nice. We're going to give her grace. Let's hear the full story.
What is he gonna do to my daughters if he did that to me? What is he gonna do to my daughters?
What is he going to do to your daughters? The person you married, that you were living with, for how many years were they married? How many years were they married together? What are the chances? Right? Somebody says 0. Someone says 0. No, she won't. No chance, Kojo. Low. 0 chances. Exactly. Shout out to you, Shopper Helper from Manchester. Good to see you. I don't know if you're in Manchester, Boston, Massachusetts, or Manchester in New York State, or the one in England. But welcome. Yes, this lady is already in McDonald's. She's already in McDonald's.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Let's keep going.
Only God knows what he's gonna do to June.
Different from blue, bulaba.
And say I'm hungry all the time. I try to feed my children as healthy as I can. June always says I'm hungry. It's kind of like a new thing that she started to say. Just like when she started to say I'm scared. These are things that she picks up.
I believe her. I believe that the little baby girl said I'm hungry, and this guy went and reported it. He probably had some monitoring spirit that told him, and then went and reported it in the court of law. That guy will end up in McDonald's. He thinks he's getting away with it, right? Listen, Cora has her own issues. She's what she is, But that guy, he will collect really badly. Just wait for it.
And then we walk through it and we talk about it. If this man wins and he takes my daughters away from me, what is he gonna do to them?
It's not going to do anything. What are the chances that he would do something to his own daughter? What are the chances? Very low. What are the chances? Especially if this was the dude you were smashing up to the point when you had that infamous argument and he said, no, you can't keep manipulating me with silence. The video that went viral that I first saw was her giving him silent treatment, and this guy went mad. And he has never looked back since then. Right? He's never looked back since then. But you were smashing up to that point. Now you don't trust. What is he gonna do to you? Alright.
I just want to live my life. Literally, I just want to live my life.
Not be juju be that.
What does it mean to live your life if you're a single mother of 2 and you're trying to dance, you're trying to go to Nigeria back and forth and be a superstar? What does that look like? How feasible is that, right? It's possible. Dreams can come true, right? Well, how hard is that going to be, right? How hard is that going to be? Does this girl have any idea what she's... Let's keep going.
I have a scar at the bottom of my butt.
Halfway.
I went to a party. I'm not quiet anymore. I'm gonna say it. I went to a party with this man. In front of all my friends, he told all my male friends to line up so that I could give them head because I was a cunt. He was drunk and he said that. We came out of the party. He pushed me in front of all my friends. I have friends to till date that I don't speak to because I told them that they should come out and say what they saw that night, and they told me they can't because they don't want to be involved. Yet I ripped my thigh inside the bushes there in the Hollywood Hills. We went for a party. We got home and he told me I dreamt it, that it never happened, until one of my friends had to call him and say, hey dude, you pushed your wife. It's like, oh yeah, no, you know, she always thinks, she always makes these things up, you know, Cora's crazy. My friends had to tell him, yo, you pushed your wife, stop lying, bro.
Not be juju be that.
If there were no witnesses there, he would have told me that I dreamt the entire thing. I hallucinated the entire thing. That was how gaslit I was. I was being abused.
That's a trigger word, gaslit. Trigger word, gaslit.
And told that it was not happening.
Oh, beauty.
If this man's...
I have a question. Why is she telling that story right now? Why? Like, honestly, I'm going to assume that she's telling the truth. But why now? Is the question. Why did she wait so long to tell that story? Why after chopping breakfast? Right? Why after ending up in McDonald's?
You will end up in McDonald's.
Succeeds in taking my daughters. I wonder what he's gonna do to them.
Stop the cap.
I wonder how he's gonna destroy June.
Stop the cap.
I know Athena is very strong, but June is like me.
These nuts.
And he waited for Nancy and her husband to leave for him to pull this nonsense.
So this girl probably had at least between 1,000 to 10,000 people watching her as she's putting this show on. This is all a show for her. I believe she's telling the truth. That's just my belief, right? But the question is like, why now? I believe they pushed each other. They were drunk. They were at an event. The guy was talking reckless. I believe she would only get with the guy who was talking reckless like that. You can see how she moves. How she moves, right? But why now? That's what I'm asking. Like, why is she telling that story right now? Why not before all of this? Why is she telling that story right now? Why did she wait so long? What is the significant thing about this time right now that she feels the need to tell us right now?
So he's back to paying lawyer fees. Another year of 100,000 going to lawyers.
Yeah.
Because I'm fighting a wizard.
Stop the cap.
Because I'm fighting
now you know he's a
devil
wizard.
himself and his cohorts. Anybody who's supporting this man, I wish him upon you. I wish him upon you.
Stop the cap.
Everything I went through, I wish it upon you.
Well, everybody knows I didn't support him. I mean, my first video was dragging him, but like, come on, Cora. Like, at what point are you going to take this inside and do the work? The easiest part, because she has followers for days, it's very easy for her to jump online and start to feel like somebody is listening to her. and this is causing serious trouble for her. This is cause this girl. She. I don't think she's in McDonald's yet. I think she's still going to end up in McDonald's.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Oh Lord.
I fear for my girls. I am gonna fight for to my dying breath.
Now, granted, I think she's feeling the motherly thing. She's feeling that motherly thing where she feels the need to protect. I'm not discounting that at all. That she feels that, some type of fear for her children. I'm not discounting that at all. But none of this public stuff is going to help her. That's really all I'm trying to say,
For my girls, I'm going to fight for what is right. And God is not sleeping. God is still the owner of this world, and He's going to see what's going on. I'm not making this up. This is all true. This is all my life. This is all reality. I know that I'm even sabotaging myself.
You're right.
Drama. This is my life. This is my reality. I know no one's gonna want to come near this bag of hot mess, this drama reading girl, but this is my reality. Until I fight for my girls, I'm not gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna be quiet. And for all the women who are still supporting him, I wish him upon you and your children. I wish him upon you.
Stop the cap.
Yeah, that's she's capping big time. Yeah, but I don't think she knows she's doing that. I think her feelings are authentic, but that's exactly why she go collect Woto until she get it together. That Dustin is a full-blown vindictive goat. He's going in. He's going in. And I think she's very scared of him too. And going to Ghana to do rituals. You want the wine mini? Did she go to Ghana to do rituals? Well, she was doing something out there. Was that Ghana or Nigeria? I thought that was Nigeria. Anyway, we shall see. We shall see. I believe what living her life is being able to function without all this chaos. He wants her to literally pay for whatever he thinks she did to him. Yeah. He will collect too. None of them are going to get away with this stuff. The sad part is that the children will collect too. That's the sad part about all of this. Yeah, they both have toxic tendencies. Yeah, it's obvious. That's why they were probably together. They were probably trauma bonding too. Right? He will end up in McDonald's. Yes. Girl, you're in for a long ass haul. Yeah, we'll pray for God to. She's not going to drop and buy. That's wishful thinking. She will chop this. Yeah, she go collect Woto. It's because he won't stop. Yep, relentless. He's relentless in trying to snatch his kids away from her. Yeah, he's going to lose. He might not lose in terms of custody, but he's going to lose big time for behaving like that. Why this long? Yep, that's the question I'm asking. No, thank you. One chance lower. You are in one chance. How people want to be. It's because he went on and filed again for the kids to. He filed again for the kids to be taken away from her. Yeah, it doesn't stop. Just like people have appeal courts, right? People literally use the family court for that, right? But it's sad because they're actually misusing the system. But that's why I keep telling you. People, this is the point where people vet very well. I said, no, it's not just vet very well. Wherever stage you are right now, don't let anybody tell you vet very well because they're telling you that you can fix it now if you're already in it. You can fix it now that you're in it. And you have power. Okay? You have influence. If you didn't, this person will not still be with you. You have power, you have influence, and it's all about learning how to use it. Okay? If you don't engage that, you end up in the court of law. Everybody go get dragged Woto. Just letting you know. They have no mercy there. It's whoever has the most money or whoever looks like a woman the most. Whoever has the most money or whoever looks like a woman the most. And then now depends on what kind of judge you get. It gets very messy. You don't want to be in that situation. That's all I'm saying. He keeps dragging her. She's trying to save her family. Yeah. These people, these 10,000 people watching online, they don't care. Yes, this is all a show for her. Yes, she see how she moves. Why now? I honestly don't think it's a show. No, it's authentic. But she's addicted to the audience she's getting. There's a certain number of thousands of people that will be watching that. So no, she's definitely addicted to that audience. And that audience have nothing to help her except helping her shoot dopamine. She will feel a little better about herself, but that guy is in the courts. We don't know. I'll keep covering it because I think the whole point of this that I highlight this is that if you're in a relationship and there is no sense of you feel like you're in a life and death situation, you need to engage your relationship and start working on it. Because you might be telling yourself right now, especially men, nah, it will never get to that for me. It's always man, I'm going to be shocked on you. There's no man that have ever received a divorce notice that most of them don't expect. They don't see it coming. Okay, they just don't see it coming. She was trying to be civil. She thought she was dealing with a normal person. This is her finally realizing he be dark wizard. Go. But she was smashing that dark wizard at some point. She go collect. She needs to remove herself from this online stuff. She needs to focus on her business stuff. She's a good dancer. She's a hell of an entertainer. She needs to focus on that. But the truth is that this thing is also helping her numbers on those streaming and stuff like that. So granted, it might be a little tricky for her and she needs the money. I don't know. I don't have the answers. She also lost her mother at a young age, trauma bonding. Okay, that's a real thing. So she probably doesn't know how to be a woman too, right? Correct. This public stuff needs to be done with her lawyers, not social media. Correct. Yeah, yep. Hope she takes this opportunity to heal so she doesn't attract another type. I hope so too. I doubt it. The chances are very low. Because she's getting more than enough attention, and when people get such level of attention, it creates a sense of validation, and in the short to mid-term, they feel like they have everything they need. But hopefully, like you said, Toby, everyone they collect breakfast. She go do MFM prayer for him to drop her children. I know. That's what she should be doing. Instead of saying, if I lie, make I drop it like Irani. They drop, you go stay here, collect woto. Drop it, Ibawo. Yeah, it is sad. She should use her woman power, but has she got her quali? The pink man may have pink man, Jesus Christ. Jeez. Pink man.
I'm not whining you.
Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Hit that like button on your way out. Okay. She needs private help. She needs to engage wise counsel. I doubt she has any. If she has any, she's not listening to them. She might not be capable of listening to them. She might have to hit rock bottom first, like most of us. It is what it is, But yeah, I think we covered quite a bit of base today. The vetting is now. Don't let anybody be asking you to rewind time, okay? The vetting is now. Where you are right now today, you have power, you have influence, right? And you can learn one or two things to help designing the direction of the rest of your life, okay? Don't let anyone shame you to go and be vetting when it's old. That's old story now, okay? If where you are right now is vetting, then that's now, right? If you're young, 22, 23, 25 years old, and you're looking potentially to be married in the next few years, then vetting will be now for you, right? But that's the function of the same thing. You have to work on yourself, engage self-development, self-improvement, right? Pay attention to more green flags than you're paying attention to red flags. you will see red flags everywhere. Most of the content you see online is going to be about red flags. So you don't really have to put too much effort into that. Most of your effort has to go into find people that are creating the results you're looking for and engage them in conversations. Engage them in, like, ask open-ended questions. Right? Open-ended questions. Just tell me about that time when, that's open-ended question, right? Yes or no questions are terrible. You can't learn anything from yes and no questions. When you ask yes or no question, the only thing you're trying to do is confirm your, what do you call it? Confirmation bias. You're trying to establish your confirmation bias. You already know your answer. You're just looking like you're arguing. That's what you're doing. Humility is key at any stage where you are in life. And you need to engage that right now more so than ever before. All right. So thank you. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to D-Love. Shout out to Olatunji. Shout out to Yvette. Shout out to Toby and Tribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Chinye, good to see you. Everyone, make sure you join the WhatsApp group. This is the number. Now I can show you the number. This is the number. Just text this number on WhatsApp only. Send a WhatsApp and then you can join from there. But you have to be on a mobile line. It needs to see your mobile information in order to join using this, okay? All right, and the books, my books, you can get them for free. You can get the free PDFs. You can get the free audiobooks. You just go to this link on the page and you have access to all of them. There are 2 of them on real estate. There's 1 of them on digital marketing, 1 of them on marriage and relationships. All right, and hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.